Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Please consider subscribing. So I'm very excited to bring you the video of today because I can finally talk to you about the fragrance that I've been testing for months. I actually got this fragrance at Exans and it was in the beginning of March, and this fragrance came out on the 2nd of August officially. So I can now talk about this, even though I have seen articles on Fragrantica and I have seen other people talking about this fragrance and showing it. I decided that it would be a right thing to wait up until the official website, the official company is announcing and launching the fragrance, because they should be the first one to do it. So I here am presenting you the Gritti, and this is Monica, a beautiful fragrance. It's I have a smaller bottle, it's 9 ml, and this is the extract de parfum, and I'm gonna be inserting the full bottle picture on the screen, obviously. So the description says that it has peony, lychee, fruity accord, jasmine, sandalwood, white musk, amber, vanilla, and woody accord in it. And so basically this fragrance was created by Luca Gritti and dedicated to his wife Monica, hence the name. And I do think that it's such a beautiful thing to do, create a fragrance using then this person's favorite flowers that are peonies, and inserting into this fragrance and then naming it after this person. I think it's just a beautiful thing to do. Anyway, now we have an opportunity to sniff and to buy Monica if we want. So first of all, I have to tell you the price. That the price is 260 euros, and it is for 100 ml. This kind of bottle isn't available. I don't know if it's gonna be available ever. I have no idea. But yeah, let's start talking about this fragrance. The name and then the video suggest that this might be a good fragrance for the wedding, and I have to agree actually, because it is light but it is very strong and persistent. I was actually very impressed by how persistent, how longeve this fragrance is on my skin. Example, and I have to say that I wasn't wearing this fragrance outside of my house. I just didn't want anyone to ask me what I was wearing, and then I wouldn't be able to answer, because I kind of, no one told me that you're not supposed to talk about this fragrance, right? But I mean, for me it felt right to be, for the website, for the Gritti to be the one to launch and then talk about this fragrance. So anyway, I wasn't just wearing it outside, I would just wear it in my house, and sometimes I would just make in one spray and then going off to bed, and in the morning when I would wake up, I would still feel it, I would still smell it quite vividly. So I was impressed by the longevity of this fragrance. I think it's superb. It is very good. And on Fragrantica, actually, the articles about this fragrance and another fragrance that is Hysterica, and I'm not gonna be talking about this fragrance because it has not yet appeared on the website for sale, but I do have it here as well. I do think that they are quite equally longeve and interesting. They're totally different fragrances. Anyway, the longevity is good, and I'm telling you, it's just one spray, and I was impressed. So about the notes, sometimes, and again, I'm not a professional, I'm not nose, I'm not a fragrance creator, I'm just a fragrance lover and buyer, that's it. But sometimes, and I do have this fragrance on me at this moment, Sometimes I can feel these whiffs of white rose, like rose, but not this very heavy, very like oil dripping rose, nothing like that, but just the light one. If you have ever smelled the white rose or the yellow rose after the rain, or maybe it had some kind of dewdrops on it, you can actually understand what I'm talking about. It's a rose smell, but it's very light, it's very subdued. So sometimes I can I can catch the whiffs of this rose, but again, it's not in the notes, so I don't want to confuse you. It's just what my nose feels. So I think it's a very beautiful fragrance. Wedding, checked. I think it's a beautiful composition for the wedding because it has peonies and it has this kind of it doesn't have the sweetness. It has this kind of transparency, but very persistent transparency. It doesn't have the fruitiness really. Well, it has lychee in here and the fruity accord, but I can't really pick and say that, well, there's the fruit in it. For me, it's more about the flower blooming, and peony blooming, maybe a little bit of white rose blooming as well. Always with a little bit of dew on top, so it's very, very light. And then I can just feel white flowers. It's, for me, it's a very beautiful white flower bouquet without any indolic components to it. And then it gets a little bit of woodiness at the end. I think it's a good fragrance for the wedding because people say that the wedding fragrance should be persistent, but it should be kind of on the back because the bride is the one that is up front, right? So the fragrance should not hinder, it should not kind of cover the bride. But for me, because I'm not gonna be the bride, I'm married for like almost 10 years. For me, this fragrance, it's a very good everyday fragrance. And I know that some people would say, well, Gritti everyday. Yeah, for me, it's an everyday fragrance. For me, it's a beautiful passepartout everyday fragrance because I like this kind of scent. It's flowery, but then it's a little bit of woodiness and the persistence of it. And I have been testing this fragrance in the house, as I've told you, but also in the house in a different in the different period of time. So it was a little bit cooler and a little bit warmer. And I do think that the persistence and how it evolves on me, it doesn't really depends on the weather. So regardless the weather, this fragrance is always the same on me. So it has a huge bouquet of white flowers and woodiness, and I like this one. I really am fond of this fragrance. So yeah, and again, I was really impressed with how long it stayed on me. So just one spray. And obviously now that I am wearing this fragrance outside, because I'm no longer afraid of anyone asking me what is the fragrance that you're wearing, because I can kind of proudly show it and say it, well, it's Gritti, it's Monica, go ahead and buy it. I make 5, 6, 7 sprays on me, and they last and they last and they last. And I actually got a compliment. I never got anyone to ask me what was the fragrance that I was wearing. It's just that I've got the compliment like, well, you smell so good. So for me, it's a freshly cut white flowers, huge bouquet, beautiful, very nice, very light, but very persistent. You can smell the smell, you can feel it all the time, but it's not overpowering, it's not getting into your nostrils, it's not confusing you. It's just beautiful white flowers, non-indolic, with a little bit of woodiness. And I like this one very, very much. So I Thank you for your attention. I hope that this review was helpful in case you're wondering or in case you were like waiting for this fragrance to come out and you wanted to buy it. I really hope that I helped you to understand whether you need it or not. I wish you a beautiful Wednesday. I see you on Sunday. Bye.